Hello Canadian gardeners, cold climate gardeners, and gardeners of the extremes. How are you guys doing today? If you're new, I'm Ashley. I'm a soil scientist by formal education, and on this channel we take the science and we apply it to gardening and houseplant care. So I want to thank you guys for your comments. They are huge, they are supportive, and they're amazing, so I do appreciate you guys a lot. Today's video is in response to the hack series I did, which I am not done yet. I promise you I am still continuing it because you guys are really enjoying it. Heidi, I know you're enjoying it. So I am going to continue it, but I thought since I'm starting to put stuff outside into the garden, especially tomatoes, my family is huge on canning tomatoes, making pasta sauce, and it's a family affair. There's 4 families involved in it, so we plant a ton of tomatoes all over everyone's yards, in plots around the city, etc. and so forth. So we are tomato monsters in this house. And so what I want to do actually is an experiment with my tomato, because I feel like it's also a common crop for a lot of Canadians and just gardeners in general. So this is in response to the hack series that I'm doing. And the idea behind it is because I have a closed system, which means I don't have everything in a bed that's on the ground. Rather, I have everything lifted off the ground in raised beds. I can do experiments in my raised beds that are gonna be pretty accurate because it is a closed system. So meaning I won't have the nutrients from the soil or the ideas I put into one soil profile leaching into the other. That's just simply impossible because they are not attached. So I have 4 beds here, and what I'm going to do, this isn't including the homestead, but what I'm going to do in the city with my raised beds is I'm going to do one control garden, which I am not going to add fertilizer to. I am going to plant normally, water normally, still do my bucket trick with, and I'm just going to care for them without fertilizer and just water. That is going to be my control garden. Then my second garden, I am going to plant with slow released fertilizer. So I'm going to do a conventional garden. I'm going to do the Miracle-Gro slow release plant food, and that is because I enjoy Miracle-Gro. Say what you want, but it works. And then I am also going to top off bi-weekly with the Crystal Miracle-Gro, just your classic all-purpose plant food. And I'm going to top that off with a bi-weekly watering. Then the third bed, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do commercial organic fertilizer. So I'm going to get slow release tablets and liquid fertilizer for the organics garden. I'm also going to add manure to my tomato plants in that garden, and then I am going to do a green manure method, which I use peas in. So the theory behind green manure and intercropping tomatoes with peas is that peas naturally nitrogen fix because of rhizobium bacteria, and so I'm going to be providing more nutrient to the soil via nodulation. And so I am going to also use a inoculant with my peas. This is commercially available at most garden centers. You just have to ask. They may have it in the freezer or the fridge section because they do need to be kept cold. I will do a video on pea inoculation and how it works. So that is going to be my conventional organic gardens. What an organic producer would use in general, those are just some common methods that you would use if you were an organic farmer producing produce on a large scale. And you can't simply plant, the bananas and the eggs and stuff directly in the soil itself. And then my fourth garden, which is the garden I'm going to loathe. I just don't think I'm expecting it to perform the exact same way as the conventional garden. Just my personal belief. Actually, I probably expect it to produce worse. So my fourth garden, I am going to do coffee grounds, eggshells, and bananas in every single tomato hole. No fertilizer, just water. And I honestly, I expect some of these plants to die. just because of my cold climate, I know it's probably going to work for you in warm climates. You don't experience this, but in my climate, so I'm expecting root rot. I am going to dig the plants up at the end of the season. I'm going to show you what the holes look like. I'm expecting undigested or undecomposed eggshells and mushy banana peels and probably coffee grounds still all sitting there, none of which has been decomposed. And I swear to Landa, if I end up with mice and a bird infestation, oh, all in the name of YouTube. So if you guys are excited about this and kind of the experiment and how it's going to turn out, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button because the end of the year photo and the updates throughout the year are going to be epic. And you are going to see the frustrations from me as a soil scientist watching some of this stuff play out. And hey, maybe I'm going to get proved wrong on my theories about some of these hacks. I doubt it. But if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and I will see you guys next time. Bye.